I'm the shit. I'm the shit. Yo.
Did that just happen now?
Yeah. It's just like...
I'm the shit.
Just got torpedoed, I think.
That's wild. It's weird. I looked down at the device and then up and we were speckled all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's all bird shit. It was just like... some bird flying over with like diarrhea or something.
Yeah, that happens. My car gets bombarded almost every day. Bombarded. by birds.
Bombarded.
Bird bums.
Oh, fuck.
Right, so, yeah, let's do a thing.
A thing we shall do.
Let's do a thing. Okay, we're doing a thing.
Yeah.
Welcome. Those of you who are listening are welcome to listen more. This is Sanitary Handshake. I'm your host, Steve Fudge. Sober this time, with a sober Matt Keenan.
I'm not sober. I'm just driving.
I meant sobering. A sobering Matt Keenan.
Unfortunately.
Yes, he's looking at you sobers me up.
Yes.
Or something.
What he said.
Yeah. So what are we up to here? What's going on?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me too. We're driving, so pardon the background noise, everybody. You're on a road trip with us, and that's the thing. So, authentic road trip sounds. Road trip!
There you go.
Remember that movie, Road Trip?
Yeah, the one with those guys in it?
Yeah. Tom Green?
Yeah.
Tom Green was in it.
Yeah. Was Sean William Scott in that one? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he was. I think it was the one where he looked derpy.
Yeah.
Wait, that's every
yeah,
movie.
That's, yeah, a lot of them. Most of them.
Yeah, I think he was in it. Tom Green was the selling point of that movie. He doesn't even go on the road trip in the film.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
He's the guy who stays home.
That would make sense then if he didn't go on the road trip.
Right. Way to call me out on my bullshit.
Exactly.
Right, so we're driving to Quebec.
I don't even know if I call this is it a road trip? Because it's not much of a trip.
It's a road trip. We're on the road.
Yeah, I guess, but it's not like a fun road trip.
Well, it's fun. I get to hang out with you.
Yeah, and we get paid.
Way to
for
take
this,
the fucking wind out of my sails.
I guess. It's better than taking the sails out of your wind.
Ha-ha.
Whatever that means.
Touche. Yeah, I still call it a road trip. We're not going for our own purposes or, for fun exactly.
Yeah, but we are going for money, so...
But we are going for money.
Money is fun.
It's fun to have money.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you gotta pay your bills before you can have fun. Which is the smarter way to do it anyway, when it comes down to it. So we're driving from St. John, New Brunswick to Quebec City. And what's going on in comedy? Matt Keenan.
Comedy. I did that Miramichi show on the weekend, and then my next show isn't for a couple weeks.
Yeah, tell me about the Miramichi show.
That was a fun show. It was
Was that the Vogue?
Yes, the Vogue Theater.
Was it the first show at the Vogue?
Not the first show ever, but the first show that Joe put on at the Vogue.
Okay, that's Joe Butler.
Yeah, Joe Butler.
We're dropping names over here.
Name dropping.
Like a motherfucker.
Fuck Joe Butler. Yeah, no, it was Shane Ogden. Shogden headlined.
Old Shiggy Shogs.
Slademan and myself opened.
Fam Slademan.
And Joe hosted. Joe Butler.
Nice.
And it was a fucking wild time, man.
Yeah, the how was the audience?
They were, aside from the old people that I don't have no idea why they were there, you couldn't have asked for a better audience. Like, they were loving their life.
That's good. This is very good.
It was, apparently it's the first comedy show, the fastest comedy show to sell out at the Vogue.
That's cool.
They had to add 30 chairs.
That's also good.
And then they let a few people in with just standing room only.
Huh.
and had to turn some people down.
Oh, that's wild.
So it was pretty
Total success then.
pretty cool. Not to toot Shane's horn, but Mullinger couldn't even completely sell out the Vogue.
Has he tried?
Yeah, he was there in March or something like that. April. He came very close.
I'm not up on my Mirror Machine numbers.
But yeah, so
Well, hopefully then Joe will keep putting on shows then.
yes, that is his plan.
Joe Butler put me on a show.
The biggest thing is that it's the guy who owns the Vogue is a pastor, and he runs a church out of there on Sundays. So I think that there was a handful of churchgoers that
Just came to see how you're desecrating the place.
Exactly. So I was like, all right, this is a church on Sundays, so I am not going to tell anything that sounds like sacrilegious in any way.
I still might.
And I cut out rape jokes, not that I have many, and I cut out pedophilia jokes, and I cut out, I don't even know, but
Even the church has pedophilia jokes.
well, the church, I think, created pedophilia,
Yeah,
but they popularized it.
they definitely had a hand in it.
You know what I mean? They took this thing and they were like, hey, this is kind of cool. And then everyone else was like, oh, well, if the church does it, then I don't have to be secretive about it. And then, it went from there.
Yeah. Did you ever go to church? Were you a church goer growing up?
A very big church goer growing up.
Were you an altar boy?
No, but I did suck dick from time to time.
Oh, okay.
It was
I wasn't-
not forcefully. I just enjoyed it. No,
I wasn't an altar boy either, but sometimes I still get nostalgic when I get a pat on the top of the head. We're terrible human beings.
I grew up Anglican, so
what does that mean? What is Anglican like?
Anglican is like if you take
What a difference in sound when we slow down. It's crazy.
If you take Catholics and you say, okay, don't fuck altar boys. You can fuck women or marry women, however that works, and you can get divorced.
Are you allowed to? Oh, you can get divorced in that one.
Yeah,
That's all right. But are you allowed to have premarital sex?
no, I think that's frowned upon in any
Still frowned
form
upon.
of Christianity.
Okay, well, keep your dicks in your pants, kids.
I don't know. I just find I don't have anything against religion. I just hate that every form of religion started at one point, and then they found something that they didn't like about the religion, and they changed that and made a new religion.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much religion right there. Yeah, there's a lot of cherry picking.
I like that.
And then each religion that starts after another one, it's usually a version of that one with the things omitted.
Yes.
So yeah, I think you're on the ball there.
So it's just.
I do have some things against religion. I don't have things against. I think some religious teachings are good.
Yeah.
But for the wrong reasons. And I also think that you can teach those same goods without religion. Like the whole golden rule thing.
Yeah.
That's just a fucking good advice regardless, right?
Just be nice to people and
be nice to people, don't be a dick.
I think that doesn't matter what
would you like to be treated badly? No? Then don't treat other people badly. That's a pretty good fucking rule without religion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think, I like the idea of, and I feel like you're not out anything by believing that there is something out there. But, I'm not going to sit there and say that you're wrong and I'm right, or you know what I mean, he's wrong and he's right or whatever, because nobody really knows.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say that it's okay to be pretty fucking sure.
Oh, yeah.
that there's no God. And based on the what's more likely premise, I don't even need a premise, but I think you know my point. Which is more likely, that there's an intervening Sky Daddy, or that, you know, things happen to people regardless. Bad things happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people.
Yep.
And the opposites happen also, at the same rate, whether you're religious or not.
Correct.
Yeah, I saw a thing on the old interwebs there, where this guy was, he had a milk jug theory, that you get the same rate of help if you pray to a milk jug, a jug of milk, as opposed to a god. Makes a fair point, I think.
Well, I just think that there are so many different religions and that they all can't be right. Which means that the majority of them are wrong.
Right. Except for your own religion, whatever one you subscribe to is clearly the right one.
So that's why it's like, you know, believe in what you want to believe, but don't tell other people that they're wrong.
Right. So what makes a person's religion the right religion?
That's the thing. It's just...
It happens to be the one they grew up with.
Yeah, that's ultimately...
Happens to be the one they were taught.
That's pretty much all it comes down to.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, like if you were born in Pakistan, would you be Catholic? Or Anglican?
Very unlikely.
Not fucking likely. Right. No, you would not.
Yeah, so I think as long as you're not, like, killing people and raping and doing terrible
things. Yeah, you definitely shouldn't do those things. That's one of the problems I have with religion, actually, is...
so many people kill in the name of religion.
All the time people kill in the name of religion. It's ridiculous to me when one of their fucking main commandments in most religions is thou shalt not kill. But it's okay when I do it in the name of God? What the fuck is that? That don't make no goddamn sense.
Yep. So it's like, I don't know.
Now you do what they told you.
I'm just being open-minded.
Now you do what they told you. Now you do. Oh, sorry. Went off on a thing there.
Yeah, so that's my thoughts on religion.
Yeah, it's pretty much mine too. I'm not into it. Don't like it. Don't like your killing. I hate your killing. Be nicer to each other, everybody. What else is going on? You've done. That's not your only comedy show you've done recently. Let's hear more comedies.
More comedies.
You did a roast battle recently.
Well, I never really did anything.
Oh no, you were the judge for this one.
I judged Roast Battle Sunday.
Roast Battle 3, I believe.
Yeah. And that was, there was a bizarre crowd.
Yeah, I didn't make it to this one, so I can't comment, so you'll have to give me the rundown.
Yeah, it was, especially during the comedy portion, they were very, like, at times it felt like they didn't know what laughing was.
Haha. I heard John Nesbitt did his first set ever.
John Nesbitt did his first set ever, and I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
That's good.
I mean, obviously, it can be better, and it can be polished up, and it can be... But, like, for a first set, it was a lot of, like, kind of like one-liners.
Yeah, cool.
And
I like one-liners.
They were all pretty good.
There are a lot of people out there who don't like one-liners.
That's what I don't understand.
I don't understand it either, but I'll respect their right to live.
I also love one-liners. I busted out, in Miramichi, I busted out the cue cards and rattled off 10 one-liners. Just for a little something.
Yeah.
And it went over very well.
No, I dig one-liners. I could listen to them all day, but there are a lot less of us who enjoy one-liners enough to listen to an hour of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it seems to be a more of a niche market than I thought previously.
Yeah, and then also Troy Haynes busted out the one-liners.
He's a one-liners guy.
He's been doing bits more lately, but he busted out the one-liners, and I enjoyed that. Again, the crowd was a very bizarre crowd, and there was just a lot of stuff that it seemed like only the comics were laughing at.
Yeah. Do you find, I find that there's a weirdness with when you do the Sunday afternoons. The show we're talking about, the roast battle, is at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So we go 4 in the afternoon at McGill's down on the boardwalk in St. John. I find that no matter how many audience members we have, there is not a lot of laughter, and I wonder if daylight has something to do with that.
That it very well could.
I have a theory, because I've seen the place packed, I've seen it not packed, I've seen it somewhere in between, and even though people seem to be enjoying themselves, there's not a lot of audible laughing.
Yeah.
And maybe shit's not that funny. I don't know. You can't, like, it's all subjective, but I feel like the waves of laughter that you get out of the same material, everybody, not just myself, seems to be less audible than if you were to do a nighttime show.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't ever performed on Laughter News a lot. I only did the one-liner showdown against Dan, and then I roasted Trevor Mux, or the other months. But I've noticed that with just by watching other people, it just seems like there's, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, anyway, that's just a theory I have, but old Muxworthy, he's got a baby now.
Yeah.
He named it Kendrick Lamar, was it?
There's no Lamar in the name, but Kendrick Muxworthy.
Kendrick Lamar Muxworthy. I just picture him at home going, sit down, be humble, sit down, kid, sit down.
Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
That's great. Congratulations, Muxie, on making a human baby. Well done.
Yes, I think
he's going to be a loving
more papa. Congratulations would be deserved if you made a non-human baby, though.
Well, for science awards, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. I had to think about that for a minute.
I like this guy.
That pylon-colored Mustang.
Yeah. Not the car. I like the guy driving it.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
He's obviously very cool.
It takes a cool person to drive a pylon-colored Mustang.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, what else are we at here? We've both done Yuck Yucks in St. John now.
Yep.
What did you think of that place?
I have enjoyed it the majority of the time that I have done it.
How many times have you done Yucks?
Done 5 guest spots.
Nice.
And amateur night.
Sweet.
Yeah. And 2 guest spots did not go how I wanted them to go. One being what I would call a straight up bomb. But that being said, I think that everybody, for the most part, bombed.
Oh yeah? Oh, tell me about that experience. I'm curious.
That was the weekend that Jason Bress was in town.
Okay.
And it was the same weekend of the ECMAs.
Oh, yeah. I was at one of those and hung out with Rouse at the Barcade.
Oh, nice.
One of the nights that he was down.
Yeah. There was, I don't know, it was there was one night where I felt like everybody did amazing. And there was one night where nobody did well.
That's unfortunate.
It felt like, it was just very bizarre. Like, I remember the only laughs that I would get would be in the middle of the joke, not even at the punch. You know what I mean? I would just feel like setting up a joke and people would laugh, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, no, don't laugh right now. Stop it.
I always wonder when people laugh when nothing funny has been said yet, like during the setup. It's a weird thing, but it happens a lot. It happens all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
People will go, so anyway, I was heading to the airport, and then everybody laughs.
You're like, fuck off.
And you're like, what's funny about heading to the airport? I didn't say the joke yet. I don't understand.
And then they're like, airport, am I right?
That's great.
That's what, comedy is subjective, but it's very bizarre when a room full of people think that the setup is funnier than the actual punchline.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, I'll take the laugh, but...
Yeah, it feels like a bomb when your punchline isn't getting the laugh, though.
Yeah, I agree. Been there. Yeah, I've had a few bombs in my day.
Yeah, I've had a handful.
What about your other, so you've done Yuck Yucks, 5 times?
Five guests and...
6 times.
Yeah, 6 times. I think which one I want.
That's pretty cool. So the rest of them were pretty good then.
Yeah, the first one I did was only like my 12th time on stage. And I was
12th ever?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And I was like, fuck, I probably should not be here. And then I was also sick. Like, I was just like shriveled up in a ball, like sick. And I was like, Then I got up and I went to the show because I wanted to do, and guess what? And then I don't know if I did bad or if I just felt like I did bad. Like, I never recorded it, which I probably should have. But like,
yeah, I recommend it. I try to record every show.
Yeah, I usually get the audio on it. I went through this stretch though where I would like write a set list on my phone and use it as the background on my phone, so I could just quickly glance at it, like I was looking at the time, and if I needed to.
Yeah.
But now I just kind of either go up with a piece of paper or just rely on my brain.
Yeah, I try to always rely on my brain. That doesn't always work for me, but I try to not have a piece of paper up with me. If I'm gonna do the piece of paper, it's usually point form, and I just set it where my drink goes.
Oh yeah, same. Mine's always point form, and it's only because I don't. Everything I do is short enough that I remember all my jokes. It's just a matter of what jokes do I want to tell.
Yeah.
It's especially when I'm hitting up an open mic and I want to work on new stuff.
Yeah, more like a set list than...
then I'm like, okay, well...
Than a written down joke.
I got however many minutes, so I'm going to do this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And then it also allows me to not go over on my time, either. Because I could just start going up and talking and then forget what joke I was going to do and just tell something else and then just go and then wind up going over. But if I know I have 7 minutes, I'm going to do these 5 jokes and that's it.
Yeah, there's a large difference between places that don't really adhere to the strict rules and the places that will give you the lights. Like, I find that I can ramble and get out of place no problem at a lot of shows, and then just go back on, go back to my point after whenever I feel like it. And then I often feel like I'm taking too long, like, oh shit, I've been up here for fucking 20 minutes and it's supposed to be 15. And then I find out later it was actually only 13 because I recorded it. But I feel like I've gone on too long sometimes.
Yeah.
And I've only twice been at a show where like they were strict with the times. One was Oromocto at Troy Haynes put on that first show at the Bunker.
Yeah.
And he didn't give me the lights, but he said he was going to adhere to a strict keep it tight, so I did. And I think I actually went under on that one because of that, because I was super conscious about it. And then otherwise, Yuck Yucks was the only place I ever had the lights at.
Yeah.
When I did that one, and so that one's pretty cool. I like that there's a couple of sets of lights. I like playing Yuck Yucks. It's
you're like, okay, this light lets me know I got
this light tells you got 2 minutes left. Then when it starts blinking really fast, then you know that you got to finish up. So it's like it's pretty good. So it's a good way to gauge your ending material.
Yeah, it's kind of like I get that first light and I'm like, all right, finish this joke and then I'll hit my closer.
Yeah, so I really like that. I enjoy it. Good room too, and I love that there's speakers in the bathroom and in the green room, so you don't miss the show if you want to hear it.
Yeah, no, it is. It is a great room. I always try to be very strict with my time too, because I know when you're doing there's a lot of places, like especially in like bigger cities, where like they're very strict, like they'll cut your mic.
Yeah.
So like usually I'll keep it within a minute. Like I had 20 minutes in Bear Machine, I did 20 minutes and 32 seconds. So
yeah, I try to adhere to it anyway, as close as I can, because it's mostly out of kindness for the other comedians.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because if everybody runs over and then the last guy goes up and...
I know I hate it when 5 people have a 7-minute set and one of those guys does 15.
Yeah.
That gets annoying to everybody. Or 20 minutes sometimes. And it's just like, okay, dude, you're really taking liberties now. There's other comics, let them do their time.
That's what I find is so bizarre too, because like, especially like, if you're going to an open mic, I would rather have a short set and just work on new stuff than to go up with a long set. Like the last R-Bar I went over, I had 10 minutes, I did 12.
See, that's not too bad.
But it was also...
But if you had done 20 though, then...
Yeah, I closed it the first half of the show. So it's just going into the intermission. So it wasn't like... And then also, I did a little more, like... There's a few things I said in the moment. Like, I probably would have been 10 minutes, but there's a few things in the moment that I added in just because.
Because it came into your head.
Yes, like when I was interacting with that black lady that was in the crowd.
Yeah, she was a good audience member.
Yes, fantastic.
I was kind of surprised that night, and I don't know if it's because she was there or not. There's just one person of color in the audience.
Yes.
I hate that term, person of color, because I don't see the difference between saying person of color or colored person. Is the difference the word of?
Because what is the difference supposed to be?
I don't know. Anyway, apparently it's supposed to be more proper to say person of color, but that sounds to me like stepping backwards, back to when they used to say colored people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, this black girl is in the audience, and she, I don't, and I still don't know if she triggered this in other comics, but almost everybody had several black jokes. All white people.
Yep.
And almost every comic that got up had race material. And I was like, that poor girl, like, but she was taking it well, and she was laughing her ass off.
Oh, she was enjoying it, so.
But I was surprised. I was like, what? Do these people, I've seen all these people before, and I don't remember them having a bunch of race material. But everybody did that night. It was weird.
I did, I was like it was like the week before, and John was like, hey, can you do a set? Joe Butler can't make it. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. How many minutes do you want me to do? And he's like, can you do 10? And I was like, I don't want to repeat a joke. I'm working on some new stuff, so I'll fill the new stuff with a couple old jokes that I haven't told at the R-Bar. But like I had a handful of some of the newer stuff that I've been working on is more racial material anyway. And so I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And then I got there, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't do it. And I was like, I think I'd be more racist if I didn't do it. Because there was a black person there.
In the audience.
Than if I just did it, and whatever happens, happens.
Then it's like, but you're the only one who would have known. It's a weird spot to be in.
It really is.
Yeah. Reverse racism
is the second best kind of racism.
Yeah, if we're gonna rate it for sure. I've only got I think I might have to look back, but I think I've only got one race related bit. I haven't done it yet live because I'm still tooling it. I want to change the wording around a little bit, but I don't tackle it. If I have in the past, it would have been a one-off, I think, but I don't recall any time that I have apart from this new bit I'm working on. But it's not really a racist joke. It's not racy. It's just race related.
I don't like to write in a way that it would offend someone. I like to kind of dance with the line or take a subject that people are uncomfortable with and find a way to make it funny.
I doubt anybody would be offended by the one I'm writing, but there's no getting around that it's race related.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's offensive. But who knows? People will, try their best to get offended by whatever we say anyway.
Yeah, that is true as well.
Those who like to be offended will. But they're gonna have to try real hard to be triggered or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fun. You got any gigs coming up? What's your next gig?
I haven't reached out to people enough lately, but I just sit at home and complain. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, I'm writing all this material for, but then I'm complaining that people aren't just asking me, but like I should be.
Yeah, I would totally prefer if people just ask me.
Yeah, well, yeah, same too. But I would rather ask.
That's
people,
not a realistic approach.
I would rather ask people than to have to book my own put on my own show. I don't writing shows.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I don't even like self-promoting. I don't like asking people for a gig. I don't like it. But it's realistically is what I have to do. So
it scared the shit out of me when I saw that sign there for a minute. It's like St. Stephen and St. Andrews. Fuck.
Like, are we going the wrong way? We're going to Calais.
Yeah.
Taking the long way to Quebec. Like, I find that I'm a lot less nervous when there's a full room. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. There's some people get more nervous the more people are there. I'm the opposite. The more people are there, the more likely I'm confident. I don't know why.
Yeah, when I see a packed house, I'm a lot more confident. That being said, I was nervous for the Miramichi show just because of the theater feel and feeling like you're so high up above everybody.
Yeah.
I love just being close to everyone. It feels more personal, more intimate, even if there is.
Yeah, I'm a half and half on that. It doesn't bother me to be up on a stage or on the floor at the same level as everybody. Just but the amount of people that are there, I'm more nervous when there's like mostly just comics in the room.
Yeah.
Because comics tend to most of the time not laugh as much as
well, especially if they've heard it.
Non-comics, especially because they've probably heard some of your material before.
Yeah.
But also, they're comics, they're writers. They can anticipate the joke easier and quicker. And also, I find as a comic, you tend to scrutinize more than an audience, like, of non-comics.
Yeah.
And it's not even on purpose. You can't help it. As a writer, you're thinking, oh, I like the composition of that joke. I like the...
Oh, yeah, I see what he did there.
I see what he did there. Oh, that was clever. Or I would have done it this way if it was my joke or whatever, all that shit. So we tend to, by accident, rewrite the jokes while people are telling them. Or just enjoy them. Sometimes, like, we're more likely to go, that was fucking funny, rather than laugh out loud for real.
Yeah, so it is always cool though when you make a room, like when you have a wicked set at the R bar and like half the people there are comics. That's why I love busting it. That's why I don't like telling jokes. I like the first time I tell a joke to be at the R bar. Because
I love doing the R bar.
Then I know that the comics there haven't heard it. Unless I tell it, sometimes I tell it at Will's room first. And then I at least know that the only people that have heard it were the people that were in Fredericton. But that was something.
Yeah, the other comics were there the same night.
Yeah.
I love doing the R Bar and Wilsers. There's my two favorite places to do new material. Test it out. And I think, and you need that really. You need a place to test out your material before you bring it elsewhere. Otherwise, how are you going to tool it? You can't. Well, you can just do new material every time you do Yuck Yucks or.
Well, I went through this stretch.
Chuckles, but you don't want to. You want to have tried material and put on a good show.
I went through this stretch for probably my first 6 months. I told at least one new joke every time I stepped on stage. And that was one of those ways that I built material a lot quicker. But then I got to the point where it was more like, there's always this fear of bombing. So I would just sandwich a new joke in with a bunch of jokes that have been tried and tested before.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got to the point where like I would rather just go up. I'd rather just hit up an open mic and do 10 minutes of new stuff. And whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, that's another reason why I record all my shows. I try to. Because I like to tool them, see what worked, what didn't work. Maybe change the wording. Take a joke out if it's complete failure, after several times doing it. And if it always falls flat, it's gone. Not necessarily. Some of them I might keep for my own personal but I will cut jokes out if they're absolutely bombing every time. But it's a good way to tool things. All right, we've been going for like 45 minutes here. Do you want to cut it off?
Yeah, that's better to me, man.
All right, we can keep going. I don't give a shit. Let's cut it off though.
All right, yeah, let's cut it off for now, and then
maybe we'll do a second one later. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe on the way back, maybe we'll sit down in Quebec somewhere and fucking speak French to each other and look at each other longingly.
I can do that. I can roll with that.
Find out later. Bye.
I pat my back just to pass the time, 'cause I love myself.